Tonight on the South Today, summer starts with a splash in central Otago as the country's largest water park gets the OK to reopen. Plans to transform an old camping ground into $1 billion development get fast-track consent in Queenstown. And an Otago cattle breeder is set to supply the nation's rodeos with raging bulls thanks to some top American pedigree. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. Vehicle access and other consent issues, which had threatened to put a dampener on Kiwi Water Park opening this season near Cromwell, have now evaporated. The red tape's been firmly cut for the recreational water park, which reopened earlier this month.
Set to make a splash this summer. Bureaucratic hurdles had initially threatened to drown Kiwi Water Park for the summer season. But compromises between the business and government rules have seen the issues dealt with, and the park's owners say staff are ready for the season.
Yeah, so we had to build a fence along the road, and we've also had to do lots of health and safety training with all of our staff and our lifeguards. Along
with building a new fence, the business had to gain consent to construct a turning bay, ensuring road safety for motorists driving in or out of the park. Kiwi Water Park co-owner Emily Rutherford says that process is underway.
They're doing it right now. It's nothing to do with us anymore because it's Waka Kotahi and LINZ which are sorting it out, so we don't have any control over when it's done.
Land Information New Zealand says the turning bay is due to be completed early in the new year. The park opened as planned on the first weekend of December and has already been busy with a number of school groups in the region coming through for some end-of-year fun. At Lake Dunstan, the South Today.
$1 billion multinational development overlooking central Queenstown has been given fast-track resource consent. The Lakeview Te Taumata development started initial work in 2020 on a former camping ground near the Skyline Gondola. Once complete, the development will cover more than a hectare of land, including residential accommodation, along with short-term and mixed commercial space. The Environmental Protection Agency asked the developers to resubmit their designs to reduce the overall heights of the buildings. The revised plans were granted fast-track resource consent by the EPA panel this morning, clearing a path for construction to begin early next year. An Otago cattle breeder is keeping a great American tradition alive with some help from beyond the grave. Bucking rodeo bulls are famed for their wild antics, but it's not by accident. The animals are carefully bred specifically for the sport of rodeo.
Staring down an angry bull at Clark's Junction. But this is no ordinary stud. In fact, he's a descendant of one of the greatest rodeo bulls of all time. Little Yellow Jacket was a rodeo bull worthy of his place in the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Thanks to some quick action by local bull breeders, his genetics were preserved and embryos imported to be raised here in New Zealand.
These bulls are all specifically bred to buck. That's all they know and that's what they want to do.
The specially selected animals are a cross between Brahman and Angus cattle breeds. The bull's breeder says you really need the right bull to ride to achieve a perfect rodeo score.
You know, that's where the bull scores the most points if he comes out and spins at the gate. And then, you know, it's 50 points on the bull and 50 points on the cowboy. So if the cowboy rides him real good, he marks real high too, and that helps get the top score.
The breeders are hoping for a busy rodeo season for their bulls, with 34 rodeo events planned across New Zealand this summer. At Clark's Junction, the South Today.
The Mosgiel-based K9 Medical Detection Unit is adding another new nose to their team.
The team at the detection unit spend their time honing the keen sense of smell of these dogs, working alongside the pups, training them to detect cancer early. The trust's already using their canine's heightened senses to detect bowel and prostate cancers in humans. Now they're adding a new dog to the crew, with the latest addition specialising on detecting a specific kind of cancer.
This is Hunter. He's a 9-week-old German Shepherd, and he is the first dog in New Zealand that will be trained specifically for ovarian cancer detection.
Blomfield says every 48 hours a woman dies from ovarian cancer. The canine team are hoping Hunter can help prevent some of those deaths by detecting the symptoms early. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Gore's Salvation Army food bank stores are being boosted just in time for Christmas. The organisation is pleased to receive a generous donation from a certain part of society.
They're on a mission from God. St Peter's College pupils on their way across Gore, carrying donated supplies for the Salvation Army's food bank. 14-year-old Olivia Kelly happy to make this journey with the food and her peers.
So we have a Christian service morning at school, and in our whānau groups we have to do something in the community to help someone. So my whānau class has done a canned food drive just with our school community, and we've brought it here to the Salvation Army.
With their vehicles parked outside, the students delivered the food they'd collected from the wider St Peter's school whānau, much to the Salvation Army Corps members' delight.
It really is encouraging to see young people of this generation learning about giving to others and sharing an example to the others of their age who are able to be a blessing to others and not just think about themselves for a change.
St Peter's College teacher Joe Carter made the journey with his students and was also pleased they're helping others, especially at this time of the year. In Gore, The South Today.
A Christchurch pet sitting business is up and running and standing on its own 4 feet. The moonlighting venture is proving worthwhile for the founders as they prepare for a busy summer season.
Walking the dog has taken on a whole new meaning for Stephanie Watson and Lavender Turner. Watson started the business Christchurch Pet Sitting back in March, while also working as a human resource manager. She says looking after the needs of others is a part of her job, and she was keen to bring a bit of joy using her spare time at night and in the weekends.
So I literally just thought I'd give it a go and see what happened, and yeah, I love it, so I just keep doing it.
Her pet sitting business has proved popular with Christchurch owners. Watson's now looking to take on more staff, with university students among her ideal sitters because of their availability across the day.
Being a BCom student, I have a lot of flexibility because I can do a lot of my lectures online, so I just kind of slot it in my days and hours between like different meetings or work or whatever else.
That willingness and ability to quickly adjust is a real winner for clients.
Just having Steph and her team available just to help us out, having a busy family and having a dog with anxiety means Steph and her team accommodate our busy lifestyle.
What is really rewarding is that people trust myself and the team, Christchurch Pet Sitter, with coming into their homes, their biggest asset generally, looking after their fur babies and bringing them back happy as.
And business is expected to get even busier for the team over the summer season as pet owners head off on holidays. In Christchurch, The South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on The South Today. A high-performing Highlander shares his stress-relieving techniques with the team while at Moana Pool. And we continue our look back at the year in news from across the South, and tonight we go back to June.
Drop when you
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, we're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including Little Walks.
Don't mention Christmas! There's huge savings on beds, bedroom, lounge, dining and much, much more. Plus 50% off all outdoor furniture. And you can pay it off over 24 months interest-free.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Highlanders rugby players have been swapping out their headgear for swimming caps this week as they try some new training to work on their mental game. During last year's long Super Rugby season, loose forward Hugh Renton found himself struggling to handle the stress and pressures on him. Renton saw a breakthrough in himself during the off-season to help him on the field after going through a calm under pressure workshop run by Dave Woods from Integrated Training. He was keen to bring this training to the whole squad who've hit Moana Pool to take part in some immersion training. The idea is to remove all distractions and see how your body reacts when it encounters stress. The exercise teaches people to be aware of what's happening in your body and mind, learning to leverage that and use their energy more effectively. A new basketball court has been added to the Oxford Street playground, fulfilling East Gore residents' wish list.
Locals showed their interest in a survey which was part of the East Gore Neighbourhood Play Systems project, which was carried out by East Gore School and Active Southland. The pupils played a key role in getting the court put in, and they finally get to see their hard work pay off.
These children have been involved from the start with this project, and it's really awesome to be able to show them some of the things that we've created, including this half basketball and half netball court.
This is only one part of the survey held last year. The MPS is aiming to improve play areas throughout Gore. In Gore, the South today.
Well, now we continue our look back at the Southern News Year in review. As winter began to bite in June, the cost of Christchurch's new stadium blew out, snow caused disruption around the regions and rally cars flew around Canterbury.
June brought some tough news for Christchurch's council and its ratepayers. The cost of building a new multi-use arena in the central city had skyrocketed, hiking the total project price up to more than $680 million. The head of the project told councillors the $200 million increase was mostly due to cost pressures in the construction industry.
And we really need to understand what has happened over this period of time and why we have such an overheated construction market.
More than a year out from the 2023 general election, opposition leader Christopher Luxon was shaking hands with businessmen in Dunedin at the opening of a property hub.
Some really fantastic work from Andrew and Andrea here as entrepreneurs taking a risk, making things happen, and that's something the National Party is all about.
There appeared to be some positive progress in the ever-slowing pace of building Dunedin's new public hospital. Health Minister Andrew Little acknowledged the major project was under budgetary pressures, but was happy to mark the start of construction work by unveiling a special time capsule.
We're looking at about $1.4 billion for the project at this point, currently budgeted.
Opposition continued to grow to the Labour government's proposed Three Waters legislation. A roadshow toured around the South Island, rallying opposition to the government's proposal to take control of drinking water, wastewater and stormwater.
Water is something that everybody in New Zealand uses and needs, and why Māori should have special access or special privileges around the use of water, I just don't get.
On the sporting front, classic and high-tech rally cars were tested in the Rally of Canterbury as drivers roared around the region's roads. And winter was a time to stay indoors as snow fell around many regions, causing some disruptions, but also some fun for kids off school. Across the south, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The country's largest water park has solved its traffic issues and gained the green light to reopen near Cromwell. Billion-dollar development, the Lakeview Taumata overlooking Queenstown, gains fast-track consent to start construction. And an Otago farmer is raising a new generation of bucking rodeo bulls who descend from one of America's greatest studs. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor, Jo Simpson. Hello, Jo.
Hi.
What can we expect in the weekend paper?
A South Island trucking company is under investigation over a whistleblower's claim that exhausted drivers are being pressured to work illegal hours.
Wow, yeah.
And Gabby Knapp, 21-year-old Gabby Knapp, has just completed a Bachelor of Teaching at the Otago Uni, and Dunedin, while her mother Belinda has just completed the same degree in Invercargill campus.
Oh, fantastic. I look forward to reading that.
And splashing the cash did not get him elected, but a failed Dunedin City Council candidate said his $28,000 campaign was money well spent.
Okay, all right, we look forward to that and all the rest of your stories in the weekend paper. Thank you, Jo.
Great, thank you.
And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, a light easterly will gradually develop over the region this weekend with widespread cloud and showers. The early outlook for Christmas Day is fine warm weather for the region. Heading to the top of the South Island, showers with light winds are heading for Nelson and Greymouth tomorrow with highs of 25 degrees and a wet and windy 23 down in Christchurch. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, expect some rain in Ashburton and a high of 23 degrees, 22 with light easterlies and afternoon showers in Timaru and a cloudy 19 down in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, expect light winds and showers through here. Wanaka heads for 22 degrees, 21 down in Alex and 20 over in Queenstown tomorrow. Heading further south, prepare for light southeasterlies and showers through here, with Balclutha, Gore and the Catlins expecting a high of 16 degrees. And down to the deep south, showers tonight in Invercargill down to 10. Across the weekend it'll be cloudy with fresh cold southeasterlies, up to 14 tomorrow and 13 on Sunday. And finally heading to Dunedin, becoming fine tonight with light winds dropping to 12 degrees. Cloudy tomorrow with a southerly to northeast wind change actually, with a high of 18 degrees. Sunday's looking cooler with a high of 15 and a mix of overcast skies, rain and breezy southeasterlies. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again next week. Mā te wā.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.